All right, folks. It has been a while, and I apologize, but I feel like I shouldn't. For two reasons. The first being that life happens to everybody. There's nothing we can do about it. And the second being the only person I should really apologize to is myself. But I'm here. And forgive me if I'm rusty, if I don't remember who everyone is. I remember Ellie though. Yeah, I remember the whole crew. Pravati, Vicar Max, everybody. But no, I would never forget Ellie. Not until my dying day. So, if there's that, I believe I was about to start the second DLC. At least I finished Lies of P before I disappeared for 2 months. That at least I had the courtesy to do that. But this game I haven't played since
I am a dirty, autonomous digital astrogator, Sam. I haven't cleaned my internals in ages. Can you hardly process the sheer quantity of dust built up in there? Tell me you've seen worse. We'll continue this later.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, Ada.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
How loud am I compared to? Are we the same volume? Might be an issue. Oh yeah, we can keep the music there. Because the music's always too loud. Put the voice at like 80. Sorry, I said the music's always too loud. The music's always too quiet. In my opinion, at least.
Certainly, Captain. I was hoping you would ask.
This is the start of the second DLC.
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants had brought me to Rizzo's distillery. But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there. It was death. I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price.
I have not seen that pistol yet. It must be exclusive to this DLC. We've been seeing posters for this everywhere, with her holding that.
It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
Get off the transmission, Cedric. We agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But
Oh yeah,
there's
everyone's
no
heard
need
of
to
that.
stand on formality. You may address me as Mr. Halcyon Helen is dead. Murdered. Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. As the face of our new product line, her murder is a stain on the Rizzo's brand. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragic event.
Is
But we
Halcyon
cannot
Helen
move
her
forward with our
actual
unveiling
name?
until we apprehend the killer.
Because it seems like she was a fictional character.
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. Captain Hawthorne, Sublight's favorite freelancer. I'm such an admirer of your work.
Yeah, that's me, Captain
Cedric
Hawthorne.
Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator. No one wants to see a troop of UDL guards stomping all over my hotel, least of all me. The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows. Don't worry. You and I are going to become very close acquaintances. I run the Grand Colonial Hotel and Perea Spaceport. Ludovico and I are business partners, in a manner of speaking. Eridanos is our shared responsibility.
Eridanos is not our shared responsibility. Eridanos is my responsibility, to which you and your organization have latched on like a parasite.
Please, Lou. Sublight Underground is built on discretion. I'm establishing rapport with our new contractor. Let's not give her the impression that you can't be trusted.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric? You want to antagonize me while I'm negotiating a contract. Because I promise you, I'll win.
First sensible thing I've heard all day. My apologies, Mr. Ludovico. That was unprofessional of me. Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You're a specialist. I understand you have a talent for misappropriation and bypassing security. I may not approve of these talents, but I appreciate your skill. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector for this case.
I appreciate your professionalism.
Just the three of us. You must excuse us. The situation on Eridanos is tense. If we don't bring Helen's killer to justice, this scandal could scupper our entire operation. Please,
It's
Captain,
going to be one of the three of them,
I'm
right?
asking you to help us. While you're pursuing
Almost
your
certainly.
investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
I encourage you to consider this offer seriously. The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how
Yeah, it's
grateful
probably
I
one
am
of
for your
those
help.
two guys
And even though
killed
they
her.
may not show their gratitude, I know
Almost
Administrator
certainly.
Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement. Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the investigation, and if Rizzo's is forced to cancel its unveiling,
Like, I haven't even looked at
we
any
might never
evidence and I
recover.
know that. Alright.
I represent the law, Captain, but what's happening between Mr. Kincannon and the Administrator is politics. Politics are not my area of expertise. The law is simple. Politics are complicated. Me? Worn out? Perish the notion. My days are filled with catering to the oh-so-reasonable requests of Mr. Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon. What's not to like?
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. There are several reasons why someone would hire your services. In descending order of likelihood, they are as follows: desperation, confusion, mistaken identity, inebriation, and genuine faith in your abilities.
I mean, they also want somebody who's actually from the outside, right? Because they've got this community in here, and if anybody tries to do anything, it becomes political. So they need an independent
Eridanos
inspector
is a
from the outside.
hydrogen-helium gas giant, distinguished by a well-defined ring system. The Eridanos Atmospheric Complex is a system of
Probably
land
the real
masses
reason.
propelled through a thin layer of the upper atmosphere, where humans are potentially capable of surviving.
Potentially capable. All right, let's check it out.
We're now docked at Eridanos' luxury landing pad.
Sanitizing within established radius.
I haven't talked to Parvati in a while. I haven't talked to any of these people in a while, but well, this place looks like fun. Even when it's pre-rendered. Oh, what the hell was I leveling? Oh, right. Right. Just leveling those so that I have access to everything. Yeah, I have to remember how to, like, play this game, too. Can we... Yes. Oh, sure. That, like, it's just a straight upgrade. That's simple. We can do that. Sure.
Watch out. This place is half sublight thugs and half top rungers on vacation.
Both are dangerous.
You know, after playing Baldur's Gate 3, I might have fulfilled my appetite for games where you have to manage other people's shit.
Hello
as well
there.
as your own.
Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome.
Kinda gets old
As
after
a
a while.
guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime. I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum
I
Brown.
like how we're presenting this.
Until
This
you
murder
catch the
mystery.
killer, the unveiling's been indefinitely
very classic.
postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
I still don't understand why anyone would have it in for Ms. Helen.
We should ask if they're comping the minibar. This might take a while, if you get me.
Folks get
I
heated
get
when
you.
it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose. Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How did she come about her fame?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up
Oh
a
yeah, that'll
following
make you
all on
enemies.
her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that. Oh, come on! The launch would have been so swell! Rizzo's rented out the ballroom at the Grand Colonial and invited all those guests for just this purpose. Rizzo's ain't unveiled the product since the debut of Spectrum Ultraviolet. Invisible to the naked eye, and as it happened, prone to causing massive internal bleeding. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags. You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
Unless I get an upgrade. There we go.
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the Grand Ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
Don't fucking call me that. Don't call me Inspector. That's dumb. Oh boy. What's the sheath button? It's R. Okay. Hold R. Sorry, holster. Not sheath in this game.
We're the future of Sublight. Just you wait and see.
I'm waiting.
How many bits I've spent at the Grand Colonial? Is my patronage worth nothing to you?
I'm sure you've spent a lot, sir, but unfortunately we can't make any exceptions.
Can't make any exceptions. In Byzantium, those words would be a criminal offense.
Shame we're not in Byzantium.
Oh, workbench.
We're the future of Sublight. Just you wait and see.
Is that the same organization as the lady on the base station? The Groundbreaker, I think it's called. Like, she's Sublight, right? But then these people are Sublight Underground? Like a specific branch? Why is the map... Okay, there we go. Usually you don't get pop in on two-dimensional images. Yeah, so it's like a network. Of islands. An archipelago, if you will. Sealed. Well, I got no choice then.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead.
Who the fuck is cutting through all the bureaucracy for me? When do I get to thank them?
Sublight Underground appreciates your patronage.
No reason to lock that, to unlock that. I see. This is the wheelchair accessible entrance.
Fancy place. I hope they're not expecting us to pay.
God, the art in this game. So unique conceptually. Never lets up. Like, I've always wanted to look at, you know, cherry blossoms in bloom underneath the stormy sky of a gas giant with rings around it, you know? Who doesn't want to look at that? Who wouldn't want to see that? That scenery.
Move along.
With a name. Nothing important. pilot house? Is that like where all the controls are that keeps this place floating? Oh, distillation where they make all the Rizzos. I see. I see. I understand.
It's real pretty up here. Almost like they cut out a piece of Terra 2 and brought it up to the sky.
It really is stunning. I told you, didn't I? The view's fit to stop one's heart. Really? Considering the circumstances, that's the euphemism you decide to use?
So we're moving. Like, we're not just hovering. So we're, like, are we in some sort of orbit even though we're in the atmosphere, kind of? Like, we're just barely in the atmosphere. But the wind would be so extreme. Like if the air was any kind of density as to be breathable, that was a mistake. Also, it's a good view of the candy factory. It's a vodka factory, but like, what's the difference?
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never gonna...
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
That was the... What is with the hats? That's the poster we've been seeing. Terror on Monarch with her on the cover. Seems Rizos has set me up with a rather straightforward task. Slug has an automatic mixer for their pool cleaner. If it's automatic, one would think it wouldn't need to be manually cycled, but I suppose I should be thankful it works at all. Instructions. Mix the chemicals by cycling each vat, then use the console to create a compound once you have the desired combination. Not exactly building a terraformer here, but no matter how simple these things are, some people will still have problems. Good that I've been at this for as long as I have. Chlorinosol is red. Muriatic acid is green. Brominating oxalator is yellow. Blue water coloring number 422 is blue. And the hydrogenated defoamer is orange. Seems odd to store all of these chemicals together. Putting some of these together would render that pool less habitable than some of these sulfur pits on Monarch. Perhaps that's why they decided to hire a professional. Beneath the entry there is a note in different handwriting. Any opportunistic freelancer that reads this should meet me on the hotel balcony. I have a business opportunity. Okay. Blue watercoloring plus chlorinosol plus hydrogenated defoamer, so that would be 4 blue red 1, and then orange 5. Well, I can't do it in that order, it seems. But maybe order doesn't matter. Oh, which one goes to 5 though? That one goes to 5. Should be it. Did I do it? I gained pool cleaner. I don't know if that will help me to accomplish anything, but I did it right. Now I can clean the pool.
Did you hear that someone tore one of the doors to the dining room from its hinges?
Bertie again?
Bertie again? He was duly embarrassed. Something about not knowing his own strength.
If I ever meet that man, remind me not to shake his hand.
Go.
Sunglasses. My favorite. Evan, remember cards tonight. If you don't show, I'll set a Wrapped It On loose in here with you. I'm kidding, but don't forget, you hear? I need help knocking B down a rung or 3. She's had me writing field reports for her all week. Botanical Operations Building, cards tonight. Fritz. Yeah, I can't go anywhere else.
Why'd Helen have to go and die in our hotel? We don't need that kind of notoriety.
Got a point there. Not like you asked for it.
Rizzo's Lemon Slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
I hope the murderer is caught soon. This lockdown is truly hampering my schedule for the week.
If we ever get these fuckers in real life,
Back to Byzantium today to play cards with the vice CEO of Hammersmith. And what about you?
then
I was too. But it wasn't
like,
the vice CEO, it was the president of the company.
I might end up in jail for what I do to them.
If you don't know,
in public,
then
but
maybe
anyway.
you should try to be a little more cultured.
Although it probably wouldn't be a criminal case, probably be a suit for damages. A civil lawsuit from the company that makes them. Or that is using them.
Anyone up for a game of sudden death knockout? Yeah, me neither.
That'd be fun if we could like actually play. After hearing so much about tossball.
That smell. Whatever that is, it'll kill more than bacteria.
Excuse me. The pool plaza is currently closed to guests. Oh, you're that inspector, right? Sorry, but the pool's currently closed on account of it stinking worse than my
great
boss.
News.
What can I do for you? Yeah, it's part of the job. I think I'm listed as a security consultant. But all that really means is that if I'm caught without this thing, I get put on pool guard duty. I don't know what happens if I'm caught without it on pool guard duty, but I know that I don't want to find out. Space me if I knew. I got here for my shift this morning and found it this way. They can't yell at me for this one, which is good, because a lot of folks seem upset by it. Gee, you're pretty sharp.
Oh.
Yeah, the reception party would have
succeeds
extended
because
out here,
it's
but we
not
had to
Baldur's
close it
Gate.
off.
Yep.
What
Okay.
with the contamination. And now the reception ain't happening anyway. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping. Look, I call it how I see it. They found the poor slackwit alongside syringes enough to put down a herd of mantisaurs. His family will have to be fined. Rizzo should have been more careful about who they hired.
Oh, I forgot
They're lucky
about-
nothing got permanently damaged.
Forgot about how dystopic this society is. People get fined for if their family member kills themselves because they've robbed the company of their labor, and somebody has to pay for that, but they can't because they're dead, so their next of kin pay for it. Isn't it wonderful?
Wow, they should have just cut out the wage garnisher and hired you. Why don't you add your mix to the pool doohickey over yonder? And that's usually what the last guy did. So long as you don't want to go in, I can answer anything you like. Yep, still dead. Usually Rizzo's is pretty good at making sure the people they hire ain't got tripicale for brains, but that fella clearly wasn't worth trusting. I met him briefly once. Seemed level-headed enough, but that must have been just a front. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a mess of things. Sounds good to me.
That's probably a real reason. Well, let's put the pool cleaner into the pool doohickey over there, like he said. Must be that thing.
Oh, thanks a million, Inspector. The smell cleared right up. Well, in a couple hours, the guests might even be back. Then I actually gotta start doing my job. Of course, we're not gonna get a follow-up shipment for the water anytime soon, so they'll have to content themselves on the deck. I got a little something for making my job that much less miserable. It's the key to our storeroom. If my boss asks, you never
I'm pretty sure I already picked that lock, but thanks, bro. Catwalk leading up. Sullivan, we got a new mark today from the bellhops. Green ship. Crate is on the back wall. Jewelry box should be there. Just take the whole thing. These folk are so rich they probably won't even notice it went missing. The fence in the warehouse should be buying. Make sure to keep the bellhops cut before you go spending. Tribe in the Bellhops. I like how it's just a forklift. Like, it's all gussied up with the sci-fi-ness of everything. But of course it's like retro sci-fi. But it's just a forklift. That's what it is. But I'm somewhat confused. It must tilt, because this wouldn't serve any other purpose. It must, like... But why would it? Why would it need to tilt that much? Anyway. Field? Fair enough. Alright, we've come full circle.
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Where? Where in this place is there enough wilderness?
Halsey and Helen's death was the worst part of all this.
What? You don't mean to tell me that it isn't? There's something even worse?
There is. I spent 6,000 bits on a new suit for the unveiling, but now that it's been postponed, I'll never get a chance to show it off.
My lord, that is a real tragedy. So when the Rizzo spokesman said that the unveiling would be indefinitely postponed,
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Weird thing to say, but you know, that's what do I expect? Because it was weird of me to just walk up to him. You know? Unprompted. Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. What's this place? This place is more than it appears, that's what it is.
Okay.
I like how loud she says that. That's a good one. Excuse me, sir, am I supposed to be down here?
Sublight Underground takes care of its own.
Costs 35,000. Might as well not using anything else. It's all coming back to me. Like I need to. Oh, this is the key he gave me. What a bro. Please remember not to fire your weapons at the hotel guests unless no one is around. Did the hotel guests not count as someone? Alert to all sublight underground agents. Until further notice, the Eridanos atmospheric complex is under lockdown. No person is permitted to arrive or depart from the complex without explicit permission from Mr. Kincannon. And the intrigue begins, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Miss Vargas. Wanted to let you know everything is under control. Situation is normal, just a small weapons malfunction, and a slight gas container combustion. Workplace hazard, really. Maybe if you actually trained us instead of spending all your time shouting your overinflated head off, Slug wouldn't need to buy itself a new wall. Oh well. Live and learn, yeah? Someone not part of your crew. To anyone on my idiot maintenance crew who is still alive and not actively on fire, I've gotten a dozen reports about an explosion in the generator room. Last I recall, I sent a team of you hullheads down there for a routine inspection. Please tell me you remembered to shut down the void-forsaken generator before you started chapping around in there. Tell me you at least remembered that most basic of safety procedures. Because if you forgot, again, I swear on my grandmother's grave I will find out, and then I will find you, and if, and I do mean if, any of your organs are still functioning after I've finished with you, I will rip them out and sell them to the nearest Sprotwurst vendor, which will make maybe half a dent in the monetary damages you've caused on Slug's behalf. Fuck. Lily Vargas, Slug Operations Manager. Alright. I like how they asked me to go to the hotel ballroom and investigate the murder, and I was like, cool. You'll find me in the basement, looting all your shit and uncovering all your secrets. That's where I'll be. Oh. Sealed. Alrighty. All the stuff in here is stealing.
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
That's what the lady up front said.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief.
Oh look, it's the let's see if this lady says the same thing.
You know,
Nope.
I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
Despite being the same person, she said a different thing. Okay. Shall we perhaps go inside now, like we're supposed to? It is a separate zone.
Ooh, feels like I'm breathing rich people air.
Really does,
Murder has
doesn't it?
inflicted severe emotional trauma on me. I demand a room upgrade.
A flyer promoting a productotherapy seminar with renowned prophet of profitability, Jasmine Leiva, at her retreat in the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Under her patented system, purge your body of nefarious humors, stopping you from unlocking your true productive potential. I forgot how but the funny thing is, like, the whole concept of like the heroic labor, like that whole
Come on. Why is the lounge closed?
idea is also communist, but it's like capitalism taken to this extreme is also a command economy, so it's the same.
I did not read about this kind of treat.
The same outcome.
Murder or
Just
no
different ways of getting there.
With Halcyon Helen gone, does that mean Spencer Woolrich will get all her roles?
I certainly hope not. That man doesn't even act as well as I do.
The pool. Oh, refreshments. Yeah, I don't care about any of this shit. I think I'm keeping mods so I can put them in the... because I have storage for them in the ship. Keep mods. But like, I need money because of how the Tinker system works, and I'm not putting points into science, so that's where we are. Well, that must be the crime scene then.
The crime scene's awaiting, Inspector. Can't believe something like this could happen in my hotel. When I found her, I was just hoping she had a little too much to drink, but all the grievous bodily injury adds up, I suppose. Hey, Byzantines and restraint aren't two words that often go together. Wouldn't be the first blood-soaked, unconscious party-goer I've come across. Anyway, I'm sure you've got questions. Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing? No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
She's dead, bro. Doesn't matter anymore.
Sorry, Inspector, they don't pay me to think. Sure, I'd taken to checking the ballroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Great.
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling? Sure. What's on your mind? Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Same as saying that everyone else's don't hold any more weight than yours, bro.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. Oh dear. I'm sorry, but you don't seem to have a registered room key. If you've lost your key,
Why don't you pay the hotel concierge a visit? I'm sure she can get you a new one. Then you can come back, and I'll service all of your vertical needs.
Never been.
Black hole birdies disappear.
Never been told to by an inanimate object so hard. Oh, it's like a syringe gun. That's, yeah, I'm not interested. To be quite honest with you. So obviously you think revolver, right? But it reminds me of the like chain. Like it is a revolving cylinder. But it reminds me more of this. No, because these people are just... This might be it. The Tree chain gun. 54 caliber percussion. Nice. Percussion rifle that can fire 14 rounds in rapid succession. Designed in 1854. Nice. See this. This is what that makes me think of. Not like a revolver. It makes me think of this. You know? Like, even though it is a cylinder, like it's not quite locked in there, you know? But I think it's not actually a firearm, so it doesn't matter. It's a syringe gun. So the whole forcing cone situation is probably irrelevant, if I had to guess. I mean, it still needs to be timed correctly, but... Halston, I have reason to believe that Ludovico is getting agitated again, which will likely present itself in several dozen messages to you, each demanding a reduction in Rizzo's payments. Funnel these messages into the trash, if you please. If Ludovico wants to renegotiate the terms of our contract, he's welcome to take his operations elsewhere. Guest complaints, good luck. To concierge from Annoyed. Subject, this infernal racket. Do you like torturing me? Is that what this is? When I first learned I'd be just beneath the floor occupied by the Rizzo's Rangers, I was excited as any tossball-loving halcyonite should be. What I did not anticipate is the degree to which these hullheads seem to enjoy prancing to and fro, pounding on their floor and my ceiling every hour of the architect-cursed day. Did they install a tossball fifth court upstairs while I wasn't looking, or is this normal? And worst of all, it sounds like one of them has decided to start imitating a woolly cow. I'll give them that it's a convincing facsimile, but it has no place in a hotel, and each bleat is so loud it shakes the glasses on my face. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they have an actual woolly cow up there. I'm pretty sure that's what this means. I demand a room change yesterday for each additional hour after midnight. Today that I am not rehomed, I expect at least one employee to be fired. Mechanical menace from a concerned Byzantine. To whatever member of the help it may concern, I've heard a horrible clanking passing my room every night for the past 6 nights. Yesterday I mustered up all my courage and sent a servant to look, and upon her return she said, "Seen what looks like an armed mechanical wander by my room for the past 6 nights. She said it was something called a Burbage 3001, and that it was a serial star. If this machine is a serial star, I must ask, why are you filming outside our rooms without paying us? We're not consenting to having our temporary property filmed." Is it actually legally their temporary property? Because that's fucked. That is fundamentally so different from how a hotel works. Or any rental property. There is no doubt a contract for this, and if the machine is being allowed to wander without being filmed, then I want to be paid double. Do you have any idea how dangerous that thing could be? It could tread on my foot and ruin my aspirations to be a professional dancer, if I ever decide to have those aspirations. I urgently await a response. VIP guest, Ruth Bellamy. Ah, that's her real name. Ruth Bellamy is Halcyon Helen. Spencer Woolrich and Black Hole Bertie Holcomb. Despite her celebrity status, the greater part of Halcyon Helen's requests have been fairly normal. Soap, shampoo, new towels, and so on. The one exception is her unusual consumption of food and drink. I'm not one to judge about that sort of thing. Law knows I've seen stranger proclivities from other guests, but she really does request a lot, and frequently. Listen to this. For lunch today, she ordered 6 Borston bean sandwiches, 2 purpleberry shakes, 2 purpleberry liqueurs, several retro rockets, and cigarettes enough to crush a teacup canid. I'd wonder if she's planning a party, but the cleaning staff say that every time they've gone up, there's been no sign of what she's ordered. If Helen really does keep managing to get through all of what she's been ordering, then maybe she should consider quitting show business and entering the competitive consumption scene instead. In the past 2 weeks, I have received 315 different service requests from Mr. Woolrich. These requests include, but are not limited to, his entire wardrobe from Terror on Monarch, 413 different outfits, including a primal suit, 5 gallons of each color of Spectrum except black. He wants 50 gallons of black. Teacup canids of various breeds. A plasma launcher. And consisting of over 60% of total requests, an upgraded room. Administrator Ludovico authorized him to move into the second largest room just to shut him the hell up, but Halcyon Helen got the biggest one, and of course, Woolrich can't accept that he's been eclipsed. Got another room upgrade request as I was typing this. I've more than half a mind to send an exterminator to fumigate his room just so we can't request anything else for a while. But then he might come down here and try to talk to me, and I think I'd quite honestly rather be dead. Holcomb's requests have been about what you'd expect from a professional skullcracker. Toss balls, toss ball sticks, new clothes because he keeps, and I quote, accidentally tearing the shirts that are too small for my giant muscles. Funny how the rips I've seen look more like they've been made by hand. I've noticed that is he just doing that for the benefit of the concierge? Because no one else would know. No one else would know about that. Just the concierge. I've noticed that he's asked for very little in the way of effort accelerators or enhancers. No skin tough, no oxycomp, not even any dervish mist. Typically, tossball players go through that filth like no one else. Maybe Holcomb's trying to prove something to Helen. Whatever it is, I don't think it's going to work. No one else would know. You just send your ripped shirt down to the concierge. That is so ridiculous. The Dissident Queen, Chapter 2. Halcyon Helen encounters the Slugmen. Having fought their way past the numerous bandit ambushes and hostile automechanicals, Halcyon Helen and Olympus Opal had found themselves at the gates of the Dissident hideout. "You're a fine partner, easily better than my last," said Helen. "But I dare say these fiends outrank your typical anti-establishment scum. Many of them were scientists before they deserted their corporations, whereupon they stole technology for their own nefarious purposes. I've seen their abominations, and they're more than a typical person can handle. You should return to your job and to the place where you're needed." This is fantastic writing. The way that like the corporate speak has been integrated, and it's not, it's supposed to be bad writing because it's corporate speak put into her mouth. Oh, man. Like, it just proves that it doesn't matter what the hot woman is saying, because nobody's paying attention to what she's saying. "Though I know my work was valuable," Opal said, "I'm still pleased that I was promoted to assist in your quest to rid the galaxy of those who would threaten the colony's productivity. The two of us together will, I believe, be twice as effective in eliminating the enemies of the board." Helen did not respond, but instead bid her companion be silent, for she had seen that the gates to the Dissident hideout were no longer shut. Someone, or something, had opened them. Like, literally, the hero saying, "Bro, I got this, you head back to base, you're needed elsewhere," but in corporate speak. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr.
In-room
Kincannon warned me
massages,
you'd
huh?
be checking in soon.
Who?
Yes. I don't yet, but I will, Inspector, ma'am. You'll be staying in our luxurious penthouse suite, vacated just recently. So recently that unfortunately the room's still being cleaned.
That's Halcyon Helen's room, right?
I'm sure it'll be ready for you by the time you've examined the crime scene. I believe Constable Keene should be waiting for you in the grand ballroom.
Great. Hello?
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but it's been so long since I've chatted face to face that I about hopped out of my skin at the sight of you.
There's the same attitude as the
Excuse me.
elevator.
I should introduce myself, though you might know me already, just not by name. I'm Bellhop Sullivan.
Oh my
You've likely heard my
God.
dulcet tones through the elevator intercom.
Tell me she doesn't do that live.
Yes, it is. Now that our introductions are out of the way, do let me know if I can help you with anything. Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right guests end up on the proper floors. We wouldn't want tossball players rubbing shoulders with CEOs. It'd be anarchy.
Indeed.
Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. It's an extra effort, but the Grand Colonial prides itself on personalized service in all things. That and the elevator still works if I'm ever not around. I do take occasional breaks and sleep every so often. Oh yes, Norville's great. Always ready to help any and all guests who might need it. And so handsome, too. His judgment sometimes leaves something to be desired, I will say. Kept badgering Halcyon Helen prior to her death about an autograph or something. A little beyond his station.
I see.
Unfortunately not. I was in the operator room for the elevator, as usual. The camera feed only allows me to see within the elevator, which always has many people coming through. For what it's worth, the murder was a right shame. I always enjoyed the serials starring Ms. Helen, though I did find them prone to repetitive plot structures.
You don't say.
But I'm sure you've heard the rumor about what actually did her in. That marauders got into the hotel and management is covering it up so the guests don't run off.
I have not heard that.
Well, not necessarily, but they're fairly prevalent on the other complexes. It wouldn't take much for them to find their way here. Slug claims they've got the problem under control, but I don't understand why they haven't simply gone and exterminated all of the marauders like the vermin they are. Oh, well, I'm just here to push buttons.
Titus Androidicus? Strange. I could be one of the Rizzo's Rangers. Their jersey up there. So I don't know if anybody else has this, but like my family has a superiority complex about using the stairs. And about how they always put the elevator in the middle of the hotel. You have to go to the end to use the stairs. But the stairs are like less of a traffic bottleneck. It's like a whole thing. But I'm strongly reminded of that at the moment. Especially when the elevator literally won't take you unless you have a room key to a specific floor. It's like, okay, bro, where are the stairs? Wait. Who? Who said that? Hello? Oh, here we go.
Hi.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
With finger gloves on? Sorry, I'm reading the effect. Explain to me how, or better, why you're gonna wash your hands with finger gloves on. Explain it to me.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
What kind of an inhuman monster are you? That's like the main problem with wearing finger gloves. Yeah, if I did press R, it'll come out. Oh. Oh, the pool's outside. I've been there. I fixed the pool. Okay, let's go to the crime scene.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had the chance.
You'd think these people have never seen a corpse before.
Dr. Goodnight.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you. I'm pleased to hear that. Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Ontological potential.
You don't. Although I really should have looked into that option. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using
It's like
the
how a
power
missile
of
works.
magnification.
There's the difference between where it should be and... No. It measures... subtracts... where it shouldn't be from where it wasn't. Is that the line? It knows where it is. It's the important part.
Yes, it's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Explains that it can't work anywhere else. That's fair. Y'all cool if I take her cash? Guys, got any problem with that?
Nice.
Okay.
Go on, Inspector. Give the amplifier a try. Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate. Our leading lady must have riled up someone. Her wounds from cranium to metatarsal are as follows. A blow to the head, severe enough to lacerate the flesh. Followed by a suite of plasma burns down the neck and back, signs of poisoning, evidence of inanition and desiccation, possible signs of jaundice, some shingles, one malformed toenail. That's good advice. I'll just strike out malformed toenail as a possible cause of death. The short version is this. Helen was killed by poison, a blow to the head, and a plasma weapon. Possibly more. I am, of course, at your service. Oh, Why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite. Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away. I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or canids feel they must brutally maul each other, I feel the need to create. Inspector, I'm sure you don't want to spend 4 hours talking back and forth about the intricacies of a science project. It works. That's the important part. Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious.
I get these people to stop calling me that.
I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century. You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice. I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
Take a look at the crime scene. I'll stay out of your way until you're done.
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification. The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you. This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the grand ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants. Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size.
European or
it is
US?
also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
Actually, wait, aren't like women's size different? I don't remember.
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonio. This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case.
I
You'll
have
need
done
Administrator
nothing.
Ludovico to grant you
I
access
pointed
to
the
the
device
orchards.
that you gave me at
Contact
the
him through the
footprints.
secure access terminal
I
in your
have
penthouse
I
suite.
have contributed
Check in with the
nothing to this.
concierge.
You could have done
Your
that.
room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Classic. This game is always the opposite of what it should be. And 90 proof. Maybe I could use some 90 proof. You never know.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I appreciate that he does that. It's very helpful. Where?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? It must be like behind that locked door or something. Yeah, it's just outside.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information. This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved complement. Splendid work, Inspector.
How awful!
Welcome to the...
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest
Why am I
privacy.
here?
We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Fair enough. I respect it.
Ah, Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split. You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see, so she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed. Everyone wanted to be around Helen. She could usually be seen alongside Birdie or Woolrich, for obvious reasons. Her deal? Not making them. I'd laugh at my own comment, but everyone knows there's no bigger joke than the prophet of profitability herself. Didn't you hear Helen's interview? That woman is the definition of humbuggery. Anyone who gives her the time of day is a right fool. I mean, Spencer Woolrich has taken several of her productivity seminars, and look where it got him. Don't waste your time. If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade. That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you? A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
What's Mr. Kincannon's first name?
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer. Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Rizzo's plant, either. Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own. Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health. Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him. If you're sure. Ah yes, we are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Efficiency and cheer, you say?
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat. Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terran Monarch reunion episode. Sorry, friend, but I guess you don't get it. Helen was special, had a certain quality about her, like she would really go out and fight injustice. You look at Woolridge,
I've seen some of her
no
lines.
disrespect to the man, but you just don't get the same feeling.
But like,
He reminds me more
sometimes
of
you
a
gotta
vacuum suit without
work from
nobody in
within
it.
the system.
Don't tell him I said that. Now, what can I lend a hand with? I suppose you could call it that, but that don't mean I poked around her room or nothing while she was out. that'd be a huge breach of hotel policy. Besides, knowing Helen's athletic acumen, anyone who tried probably would have been found, beaten senseless, then hurled into the hallway, followed by the contents of a garbage bin. Probably, that is, it'd probably happen, but it didn't. I'm just theorizing. Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. Been shot at 35 times. That is, I've been near people who were shot at 35 times. But to be honest, I never really enjoyed it, you know? It's one thing to tightrope walk between life and death every day, but for just a handful of bits? Nah. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from sublight to slug. I ain't ever looked back. Well, slug is something like an offshoot of sublight. It ain't too difficult to pivot from one part of the same company to another. Disconnects or no. That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty. Well, it was, technically. Basically, I singled out a ship to salvage that I thought had been out for use for years. As it turns out, it belonged to a wealthy Byzantine who used it only to vacation. As it so happened, I still don't think she tried to use it, too satisfied with the luxuries of Byzantium. Still, I figured it was a good time to turn tail, in case that ever changed. Stories, huh? Actually, I think I got a couple now that you mention it. There used to be a whole toss ball court on one of the planetoids, but they ripped it out. Bench clears are a tad too lethal when there's an endless drop on every side. Well, Slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where Sublight is all about back alleys and backstabbing. Slug can be trusted not to salvage your ship when you turn your head. Please do.
Hello there, my inordinately... Oh, you're the one who visited me. Hello again. Thanks so much for brightening my day.
She does do it live.
What authorized floor can I bring you to?
My God.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Oh. The whole gang here. A Max. Max? Max, oh no, is that not his clothing? It looks like it. It's gonna chew him out for leaving his shit laying around.
Even the air in here feels too sweet. Almost sticky.
Nice.
Sam's Special Inspector add-on includes a magnifying glass to sleuth out the germs and parasites that other cleaning products leave behind.
Do you think it's strange that I kinda miss Ada?
No, why would that be strange?
Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed. Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me. I wish I had your blithe sense of optimism. Helen's death means delays. Delays mean expenses. Expenses mean audits. Audits mean people like me lose our jobs. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation. I can't imagine she had any business outside the hotel. If you discover what she was doing at the orchard, please let me know. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
If there's a chocolate bar in real life called a dark matter bar, I would buy that shit. 100%. Nice.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
You guys didn't exactly fully prepare the room, did you? But that's okay.
Helen, where did we go
Evidence.
wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. That didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
I could just like feel all the red herrings pulling at me. All of them. Miss H. Helen, thank you for choosing the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex as the site of your next publicity and marketing campaign. By endorsing the Spectrum Brown product, you are allying yourself with a revolution in the leisure beverage market. Indeed, in the culture of Halcyon itself. We're going to change the world together. You know, people are going to keep saying this even when we live on multiple planets. They're going to keep saying this to mean the world. Even though it doesn't make any sense. Because we have other sayings that don't make sense. Like things to do with horses or ships that are not a part of our daily lives anymore. Helen, I don't understand, this is from the Prophet, why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches on the same tree of privilege? You command audiences with your masterly performances on the Aetherwave, and I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with a responsibility to set a good example. I'm disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and on official records. I take particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar, spearheading your project, how to motivate your workforce using ancient weaponry as a, and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. These are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditors soon. From Cedric Kincannon. That's his first name. So it's not. It doesn't start with a B. Miss Bellamy, you're a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of your performance in Terror on Monarch. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows when he's being played. He still thinks you're here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance has him fooled. I have a feeling I know what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Unknown client. Knows the truth. Please hurry. Don't know how much longer I can keep. Completely unhelpful. In light of recent unfortunate events regarding the passing of a beloved cultural icon, we at the Grand Colonial have doubled the number of armed guards for only a small security surcharge. Surcharge not refundable. The Grand Colonial is not responsible for death or dismemberment that occurs off hotel grounds. What do we got?
The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
So where did it end up?
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking? Good. I'm glad. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
Give it a second. There we go. How did that work?
Heard, but we're in the middle of a lockdown. No one's supposed.
Been almost 2 hours and I haven't shot at anything. Be nice if that changed. But it's partially my fault for...
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
That was not marked as stealing. This makes no sense. How is there enough room? I mean, maybe it's like a Skyrim situation where the world is actually like 10 times bigger than what's represented in the game. are you staring at me like that? Jesus Christ. It makes no sense. We have like 2 square kilometers worth of area here, and somehow there's like enough room to sustain wild canids and these bandit people, and it makes no sense. None whatsoever. Like there's... Where would the bandits run to escape the law enforcement, you know? But I guess in all open worlds, distances are compressed. Like in Horizon Forbidden West, the distance from Las Vegas to San Francisco is it's not multiple hundred miles.
Security Officer Danvers, nightly report number 27.
Can't jump off the edge.
No sign of trouble, but I'm on the lookout. It's out there?
Dude, lets me jump off the edge. Oh, that's funny. When the fuck is the last time I saved? Great. Great. That's the wrong. Wait, I think that was the right button. Oh well. Well, let's do that again. Curiosity killed the cat, as they say. I do approve of games that have that in the case.
No one's supposed to be coming or going. Swear to the architect, Matthias. If you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait. You ain't part of my crew. What do you want? An idiot. I suspect he's avoiding me, actually, which is the first smart thing he's done all month. Sorry, but do you need something? Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is AWOL. I wish. Matthias is about as useful as a manta queen in a saltuna cannery. Wouldn't give a damn if he were lost. Frankly, he'd be doing me a favor. If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is. It's not exactly uncommon for slug agents to go on the odd bender. They'll pick a place they think I don't know about and hunker down. Usually I don't bother with the discipline and paperwork. Gotta pick your battles. Thing is, they usually resurface within 24 hours, or at least yell for medical help. This guy, not a peep. The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness Checkpoint. I'd search there first.
It's probably over here. Ship's strategically positioned at the entrance to this area. They do a good job of maintaining the flow like that. Oh, I do have a punch. It's even bound to the correct button. Imagine that.
Try and keep us up.
Okay, not jump off the edge this time. Almost did anyway.
Security Officer Danvers, monthly report number 27. No sign of trouble, but I'm on the lookout. If it's out there, I'll find it. Wait, I think I see someone. Approaching now. Excuse me, sir or madam. I require your participation in my nightly security report.
It's not good.
How'd you do that so fast?
You've watched me do that several hundred times.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's corporation. His rank would have been that of jawbreaker or higher. This security guard has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with marauders.
At least he gave his life for a worthy cause.
Did you?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This card also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
Some pretty useless information, to be honest. I didn't need a fucking device to be able to tell that. All maintenance personnel must thoroughly sanitize after handling engine parts. Associated chemicals are known to cause delirium, lightheadedness. Well, the thing at the top's pretty good. Rizzo's reminds you that proprietary engine chemicals are not intended to be used to induce delirium and lightheadedness. Any personnel caught ingesting or absorbing said chemicals, even unintentionally, will be cited for misuse of company property and charged wages for any affected shifts. What are we talking like torpedo juice? Well, Ramirez, sounds like you've got guests wandering the premises at night. That explains the empty bottles and cigarette stubs. The problem is they tend to wander off the side in the dark, and then hotel management is to run in circles trying to get payment for the days the guest is delinquent. We'll assign Security Officer Danvers to patrol the complex after dark. Probably insist on giving you nightly reports. He's watched a few too many serials. Easiest thing is just to toss them over the edge when he's not looking. Say you pass them up the chain for processing. Yeah, that's the thing about this place. But a lot of shit gets dumped over the edge. You know, bodies, you know.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Unwanted babies. You never know. You never know with people.
Hey, Crew C. It's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this.
Come out! Come out to play!
Law. He's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
That's, yeah, you gotta load the new area. It's understandable.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
I can't tell if she's happy or in serious pain.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Yes, both.
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck. Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Back slowly.
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it. Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger. Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Fucking collect all the
Our
colors.
alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good. Hi again. Might I recommend a I'm so glad you asked. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend? Oh,
Yeah,
that is
fuck off.
so understandable. No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong.
Okay,
He could
so
probably
he
lift
was
2
here.
benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe...
There we go.
Hey, that's a Sadness is a big ol'...
Okay. Okay. Like, I might have to put you down later, but like, oh god, absolutely the fuck not. I am curious though. Should
Maybe
I?
I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
Sorry, can't talk. We're busy having a very tedious conversation.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my Insta coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this lass. I think it's mightily more likely that she's under your payroll. You'd have burned down what you haven't already.
Does anybody here like each other?
I see. Just a visitor, then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you? Yeah, just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean. Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I'd guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
It's the strangest thing. Like everyone forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. That's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. But I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive. Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased. Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet? Well, at the moment I can't do a whole lot with this vulture hanging over my shoulder. So I suppose you may as well take your time.
Really now? I consider myself more of a watch canid, here to make sure you don't try to run off without paying us.
There's something else you need to know?
Halcyon Helen and Typhon Tim spoke in quiet tones about their next course of action, their voices soft beneath the din of the bar. The duo had just finished the last of the paperwork on Helen's latest job. Filing precise reports always raised her spirits. The trails led us here, and I suspect it will lead us no farther. Soon we will find the source of the dissident's monsters, said Helen, a characteristic grin on her face. Let's hope your hunch is correct, Tim murmured, for I suspect their agents will not be far behind us. As if brought on by Tim's supposition, a frightful voice suddenly thundered throughout the room. Near the door loomed a giant and blood-stained man, looking for all his worth like he had fought his way through a Mantiquane's den. It was Maximilian Mercer. Not Matt Mercer, Maximilian Mercer. No relation. Well-feared dissident stooge, and he held 2 Spacer's Choice light pistols in his greasy hands. You know what it reminds me of? Very specifically, it reminds me of this show. I don't remember what it's called. But it's a detective show about like and it was made like behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War, right? I think it's in Czechoslovakia. But anyway,
Take your best shot, asshole.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like this communist detective show, and it's like full of like you have the renegade detective stereotype, but he's like a good communist, right? And he's tracking down the bad capitalists, and it's such a fascinating thing. But that's what this is reminding me of, where it's like this corporate propaganda woven into the classic storytelling tropes. Right. Like it's banal on 2 counts.
My last quarterly review
he's
said I
got
had
one
an
too.
attitude problem. Morale improvement program fixed me right up.
Is that what that is? The thing you got on you? It's for morale improvement?
You got nimble fingers, Captain.
Try not to fall off the edge. Oh, that's stealing. It didn't mean to. I've already read that one. Yeah, let's just...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
You find anything? real good work, Captain. You think the killer was chasing Miss Helen through the orchards?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Hey, what are you doing in here? Are you authorized to be in the conservatory? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Are you my ex-wife? No, she fell off the side of Eridanos under mysterious circumstances 6 years ago, conveniently rendering our marriage contract null. You must be the new, groundskeeper? That can't be it either, seeing how the new one hasn't died yet. Just who are you? An inspector. Well, I don't think you'll find any evidence here. You're welcome to ask what you want, seeing how I figure you would anyway. Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff he gets, bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel. Indeed. Tromped in and out of the conservatory with no heed for anyone else. Good thing none of my charges were damaged. Starlet or not, I would have had a harsh word for her. I heard she pushed her way into a tour of the RR&DD labs not soon after. She's just a serial actress. Yet she acts like she's deserved of the same access as a co-CEO. Well, she's not going anywhere ever again. Which is a shame, of course. Taken too soon and all. I sit inside and I look at plants. Goal is usually to make Rizzo's fruit products hardier and sweeter, but for every success, there are a couple of hundred failures. Example, tried breeding native Tripicale with a foreign strain. Would have called it Hextacale. In the end, it bred so fast, workers were swallowed up before they could harvest it. That one, I think, can be attributed to the waspitos. Some lament their irritability, but their productivity is unmatched. What's a few dead workers in the architect's designs? You mean you don't know? Why, they're only Rizzo's brilliant solution to the problem of pollinizing crops while simultaneously protecting its investments. They come through the orchards only during pollinization cycles, as dictated by our hive control operators, which means that visitors usually aren't on the receiving ends of their stingers. Well, yes, if there's an equipment malfunction, the pollinization cycle will have to be manually shut down, which means traveling to hive control while the waspitos swarm.
That's a fun concept. And I mostly mean that figuratively.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Me? I'm pleased as pie. It ain't stealing if no one sees. Make him regret it. Don't you frown at
Oh,
me.
this is what happens to them.
Good. Feels good. It makes you smile. Feels good. Feels hot.
Once it like fully takes over. All right.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
I thought that was a real good effort. Keep at it.
Ouch. Well, your candor's appreciated, even if it means I'll have to hit the books
Oh, I
even
thought
harder
that was
tonight.
the good answer. Never
I'm
mind.
sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet. Oh yes, I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead, I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001. I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the cadence of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about? Who? I suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight
Damn.
ever again.
Damn.
It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me. Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else. I get the feeling you don't think I can do it. That's okay. Trying to improve the system from within isn't the most glamorous thing, but I think it's worth the effort. Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position, mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say. Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better. Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day? So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think. Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time. What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help. Don't I know it? Worker friend of mine ran afoul of one of the swarms and had to get new kidneys. Not due to renal failure, but because the mosquitoes kept stinging his kidneys. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards. No. The mosquitoes are incredibly helpful for the orchards. They almost never get out either, and when they do, it's just a matter of recalling them from hive control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them.
Yeah, because it's really easy
Hold
to
a
get to
moment.
hive control when
You haven't
they're
found anything, have you?
on the loose.
But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
What? Okay. They're stinging the automechanical. Nice.
Nice going.
If there's a digit limit on the ammo. Because we might get there. Okay, so the footprints went through here.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Parts of this note are illegible due to dirt and crushed purpleberry smudges. The writing you can make out is as follows. Helen. I know I told you I'd stumbled onto the scoop of a lifetime, but neither of us could have guessed just how deep this would go. Now some slug from the docks is looking for me, asking a lot of questions. It's time to get out. Do you hear me? Don't waste time packing. Just go as soon as you read this. You'll know where to meet me. Tonight, 10 p.m. in the Grand Ballroom. If I don't show, take the next ship out of here, and don't look back. So whoever B is, it's looking pretty sus at the moment.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as House... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Did I hear something?
Here they come! Get on!
Fucking.
Happy you did.
I don't want any part of that.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I just want to be there.
That does it. Time for a drink?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, that's fine.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I guess I'll do whatever this is first. Yeah, it's her. The auto default is everything is a target. Nice. So I gotta go back and talk to her again. Okay. That's the exterminators. All right.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy.
Here they come!
Oh, hello. What was that effect? Why did they have purple berry punch on them? Okay.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
I do like how, like, they could have just had the device beep, but instead it's the device's voice saying beep. So it's pretty advanced, to be honest.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay. Oh, right.
Bits of wicker detected, embedded within the chunks of dark matter. Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product. The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
That's how breakups go some of the time. Or all of the time for some of us.
So we had the note from him too, so like he definitely met with her. But if I know my murders are mysteries, he's just a red herring. It's actually somebody else. But he was definitely going to meet with her in the ballroom at 10 p.m. So...
Timeline discrepancy.
Smile, damn you!
Almost done! I'll show you happiness! Just wanted to make you smile!
What the hell is this place? Oh. No, I don't need more perk points. I have so many I have more than the perks that I need.
At least we know all the wasp-mosquitoes are out there. I think.
But this is the
Timeline
hive.
discrepancy detected nearby.
Pass them up! Smile, damn you! Oh. So funny! No messing friend!
Right, I'm supposed to... There was something in here too. No. Never mind.
Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards. These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here. Chemical makeup of substance, 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
Fucking woolly cow again. I appreciate this, like, deep plot in the background of this woolly cow. It's supposedly hanging out with the tossball players.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's like inside the hedge, though, right?
This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard. Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
You know you're liable to get sick doing that.
Nice. Okay. Oh, the puzzle hedges.
They got a hedge maze? Captain, we got him.
There's enemies in the puzzle.
I've already told you 6 times, and I'll tell you 6 more. I don't want a fucking tour! You can badger me all you want. I don't care if I'm from Forest Mills. I'm here as an individual, and I have just as much right to be here as any other visitor. You're welcome to bring a lawyer if you really want to try to force me out, but I can guarantee you that I will bury them. Don't play dumb with me. How many of you fools have I spoken to by this point? 7? 17? Wait a moment. You have all your teeth. You're not soaked in filth, and you don't look quite as slack-jawed as the regular Rizzo staff. Are you not with Rizzo's? My mistake. I'd ask what your intention was for coming here in that case, but I imagine you're not here for the Spectrum original either. Regardless, please inform me if you'd be interested in a job. I've spent enough time out here that I'm starting to itch. I do not enjoy itching. I'm sure you have questions. When the going gets tough, the lawyers start going. Some farther than others. I've been a junior lawyer for coming up on 20 years now, and quite frankly, I'm getting old. Hopefully, there will be enough legal kindling out here to fuel my firm for a while longer, and if I find that kindling, I stand to finally get my raise. I do indeed. Specifically, I'm their general counsel. Forest Mills, if you somehow don't know, owns Tile, Wentworth, Dock Rocket, and 24/7 Furniture. We're something of a big deal. I did.
You see,
Why are you
Rizzo's has
just a
been
junior
advertising a
lawyer?
contest into puzzle hedges. Whoever gets to the center first gets a bottle of the first Spectrum ever made, the Spectrum Original. My interest, however, lies with the associated promise, the chance to attend the Spectrum Brown unveiling and meet Halcyon Helen. Indeed, you are a savvy one. Rizzo's can no longer make good on their promise, which means this entire contest is one big fraud case. All I need is a single piece of evidence. With the Spectrum Original bottle, which is located in the center of the puzzle hedges, I will have all I need to sue Rizzo's for all they're worth. That's where you come in.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know if you know this, but Rizzo's is on the outs. They're losing power and losing money. This was no doubt a desperate bid to regain some lost clout. That, or their marketing team is particularly spiteful. You know the saying, I'm sure. Why work for a promotion when sabotage takes half the time and a quarter of the effort? Technically, I sue not on behalf of Forest Mills, but for my own benefit. In arbitration, it might be difficult to argue that this contest is designed to slight Forest Mills. However, as it so happens, if my lawsuit takes a chunk out of their savings, then I can collect while also damaging their capital. It's a mutual win. I make millions, Rizzo's falls further from the board's good graces, and Forest Mills products look that much more valuable compared to Rizzo's trash. Navigating the maze is normally no easy task. Rizzo's has no interest in giving their property, however old, away for free.
If that means we're technically stealing, I'm in.
I'm glad you're feeling confident, but this maze is deadly by design. And if that weren't enough, Zimmerman and Navarre don't want anyone sneaking away with their prize. The place is mined and rife with murderous mechanicals. Two buffoons, but persistent buffoons. There's that woman from Glacial Age who has perhaps never had an original idea in her life and hopes to pass the original off as her own. Then there's Navarre, who is strange. I suggested I give her the original after my lawsuit if we worked together, but she wouldn't hear of it. It must be hers alone, it seems. Excellent. I look forward to finally being able to focus solely on legal matters. Oh, and keep an eye out for competitors. Odds are they'll be looking out for the original as well.
Greetings. Have you brought your auto-mechanical to the service technician lately? Respectfully, I think there are better places to try to sell things than the middle of a hedge maze. Judging by this exchange, I presume you are not the person I was waiting here to meet. Never used a cipher phrase before? Not sure if that makes you more or less trustworthy. Listen, I don't know you, so I'd rather keep my admissions to a minimum without the presence of legal counsel. I was waiting for someone to give me information about these hedges. That's as much as you need to know.
Why do people who are hiding something always have so much to say about it?
I take offense to that, I think. Shh, not so loud. Ah, damn it. I guess you already know. I am indeed looking for the prize. You've caught me. Nope. There's a bottom feeder who sees an easy payday connected to it, but he's hardly worth considering. I also briefly
Okay, so I have
engaged
to
with an
choose.
optimistic young woman intending to use the original as a springboard for upward mobility. Better than letting it rot, but still not ideal. What interest have I in an unveiling? I don't watch much in the way of serials, and crowds only make it easier for people to get behind you. I'm after the Spectrum original itself. And not to drink. Have you noticed that there's no trace of anything the corporations have done in the past? In fact, this contest for the original is the only time I've ever seen a corp refer to a prototype product not currently on the market. And why isn't it on the market? Indeed. And it's happened before. Seems the Corp are trying to hide their past failings. Anyhow, it's valuable to me to collect that which might inform future generations. Think fast. Never know when someone will come out of a bush, bolt or pistol at the ready. Keep your voice down. Never know who might be listening. I did. Someone I paid to inform on the orchards after I heard murmurs of a prize here. For security reasons, I never learned much about my contacts. All I knew about this one was that they were a groundskeeper. But the one here is either senseless or acting very well. Presumably, whoever I was in contact with was lying. Or they were found out and hurled off the side of Eridanos. It's a risk of the business. Nobody of consequence. Think of me as an archivist. I collect that which the corporations have dismissed as failures and try to sweep under the rug. Take the recalled Spacer's Choice Powerhead. It was a shotgun shell on a stick, apparently supposed to be used like a spear. Had a tendency to ream the user's
so
torso
like
with
a
buckshot.
spar torpedo.
Corps don't want the common man to know about screw-ups like that, which is why I keep my
like
actions
CS's
decidedly
Hunley
in the
used.
shadows.
Just the anti-personnel variant.
I'm afraid I haven't made much headway on my own. Admittedly, I'm a little wary of all the explosions I keep hearing.
Okay. That way, you say. Well, here's the lawyer. Here's the entrepreneur.
I'm ready for this.
My word, stranger, you sure gave me a fright. I thought you were one of those strange sorts heaving all over the place. Maybe they got a bad batch of purpleberry wine. Since you don't seem to be laughing maniacally or projectile vomiting, think you could do me a favor? I'm trying to come up with a new name for a glacial age product, but the creative side of things just isn't my area of expertise. Do you happen to have any ideas? Hey, just because I'm in a hedge maze doesn't mean I'm not on work time. So what do you think about helping me out? Great! Don't worry too much about getting it wrong. If the high-rungers hate your idea, I can always just blame it on an intern. So, the company I'm with is Glacial Age. Our products usually have a finer ring to them, and the product I'm trying to name is a vodka. Take your shot. Wow, that sounds great! great. I'm sure my bosses will love it. And don't worry, I'll absolutely credit you in one of the product footnotes. Hell no! Who'd sightsee in a place like this? I've nearly stepped on 3 landmines, and I just had to crawl through a hole in a hedge to keep myself from being crisped up by a mechanical. When you hear the word maze, do you typically think of instant death lurking around every corner? Because I sure don't. Close. I want what's in the center. You've heard of the competition, right? Whoever gets to the center gets a rare Rizzo's product and the chance to meet Halcyon Helen? My eyes on the rare Rizzo's product, namely the Spectrum Original, the first product Rizzo's ever made. I intend to reverse engineer it and make it Glacial
Well, you're not
Age's
getting
own.
Taking someone else's old thing and repackaging it as your new thing?
Because you have the
Classic
least
Byzantium.
noble intentions.
Ooh, this is dandy. I was not expecting any feedback from field testing before I'd even created the product. I'll be sure to jot that down for future reference. All I need for my prototype is the original itself. Then I can start production. Dishonest? I've only ever heard that word used in that arbitration serial Lawful Labelle. Rizzo steals, Spacer's Choice steals, Auntie Cleo steals. And so, if Rizzo's decides to release one of their original products for anyone to take, then it's Glacial Age's right to swoop in and be proactive.
I want to see what she says about the others.
Reckon not. I've seen a couple of folks as out of place as, well, me. One's a lawyer. You can tell by the smell of cigarettes, booze, and tears. Must sense there's a lawsuit to be found with the original. On principle, I don't want him to get it.
On principle, I don't want you to get
ran
it.
into a woman with a funny look in her eye. Plain told me she wanted the prize so she could stick it on a shelf. Hell's the use in that. Shelf ain't gonna help nobody. It's these damn puzzle hedges. I don't know what I look like, but I reckon it ain't like a scrapper. That place is fit to burst with mines and killer machines. No doubt the work of my rivals. Better no one can get to the original if they can't have it. My, oh my, wouldn't it be wonderful if a free...
Okay.
All right. Toss ball cards. And mines. Winning combination. Going right.
We're doing this.
Oh boy.
I just wanted to make you smile. I just wanted to know. Let me share my joy. Feel. I'm not gonna let you make me. I just want to be your friend. I just wanted to make you smile.
That's the last of them.
Such dogmatic battle cries, you know? Okay, this maze is actually rather large. Larger than I expected. Okay. Let's keep hugging right. Yeah, and here's where the other side comes out. The other ladies. There it is.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? Not seeing it.
Timeline discrepancy detected near.
Congratulations, explorer. You've reached the center of the puzzleberry. The puzzle. I've reached the center of the puzzleberry purple hedge. Purple hedge. This certificate entitles you to a 5% discount on certain Rizzo's products at select Rizzo's vending machines. Note that promise of discount is not binding. Any failure to find Rizzo's vending machines accepting said discount are the responsibility of the holder, not the Rizzo's Corporation. Any attempts to force a discount or dispute the grounds of this certificate's discount will be prosecuted to the full extent of lethal force. Okay. Now do I do this?
Analysis. Ground appears to be scattered with purpleberry seedlings. This particular strain is of a variety proprietary to Rizzo's and should not be in common use.
Yeah, I've talked to that guy. Hugging right will get me out. There we go.
Great day for a starship ride, is it not? Keep your voice down.
Whatever. Can't do anything about it until I talk to the other guy. So... Oh yeah, what's this building? I was looking at over at it earlier.
Real slick.
Maybe it isn't a building. Maybe it's just a structure. Alright. Moving on then.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? Oh.
Congratulations, Inspector.
More
You've
footprints.
discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased.
Lovely weather calls for a harvest, Well, hell, sweet
Oh,
hello there,
great.
valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchard...
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Why, thank you! Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one. Now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark make... What kind of investigation? You wouldn't happen to be from the health inspection office, would you?
Oh gosh.
Grisly stuff, that. I heard the poor gal got her brain pan bashed in. Not that she probably had much rattling around there to start with, if you know what I mean. Someone hit her in the head, real hard. Then she died. Can't imagine who might have had the hitting power to crack a skull. Well, aside from one of our tossball hackers, I guess. But no Rizzo's employee would commit such an atrocity. We're far too content with life for that. Won't find an unhappy Rizzo's employee in all of Eridanos. No diddly-dee-dum, you won't.
Not in the orchard, anyway. Yeah, I've fucking
I
heard
do
enough.
hope this...
Goodbye.
I can't... There's
Goodbye.
a...
Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints.
Oh, this is where she
belonging to
actually
the
came
deceased
from.
actress known as
And then she went
Halcyon Helen.
over there. Okay. Let's talk to the intern.
Back again, eh? I knew you couldn't resist my charms for long. Let me know if there's
I mean-
anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
You know what? I can relate.
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automax only kill waspitos, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards. Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up.
Sort of. It's the equivalent of like I went to the public shooting range and shot backwards. Shot in the wrong direction. Lose a couple of rounds that way. That's the equivalent of what this lady just did.
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
I doubt it. I've used that exact same line.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings. How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster. Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
You got a point there.
Law's alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards, but with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
I mean, you're at least not brainwashed, so...
I guess I'm not sure what more to say. I suppose I just hope you'll make the right decision. If not for me, then for the rest of the Rizzo's workers.
Okay, and then this guy. Let's talk to him about Rizzo's original.
Hello again, youngster. You're bleeding hell. Oh, there that damn thing is. Thank you. I guess this proves it's wise to label your things. Otherwise, some fool might use them as prizes in an ill-advised scavenger hunt. Hey now, I don't steal. I repossess that which never should have been offered to the public in the first place.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna use that.
Do you people make it a business of coming into Rizzo's workplaces and harassing the employees? I will admit, I did take the original, yes. But I did so to keep it away from those who shouldn't have it. It's safer in my hands. If you're here to get it, I might suggest you give up. I'm known to be quite a stubborn git. The what now? I didn't order any mines or machines. I just paid Slug to encourage people not to enter the puzzle hedges. Figured they'd just dress somebody up like a primal and chase maze-goers, like we did after the Spectrum Black unveiling a decade back. Or maybe that was a real primal, I forget. I didn't want it for anything. I needed to keep it safe. Rizzo's almost never makes mistakes, but offering a classified original product to the public for free? Any upstart might grab it and use it to make Rizzo's look bad, or steal it to make a new product offshoot, or, law forbid, start a lawsuit of some kind.
Yeah, you've hit
Better
all three.
I hold on to it. I don't see what there is to talk about, but all right.
Well, I mean...
I'll keep it down.
have it.
Good evening. What did you see last Tuesday? Keep your voice down. Never know who might be listening. Let me have a look. It's a little scratched on the neck, and the label's a bit smudged. Smells funny, but I think it is genuine, yes. This'll look real good in my archives. Here's your pay. I'll be in touch if there's ever another time when I need to keep a corporation honest. And if anyone ever asks, we never met.
It seems the prize I was after has mysteriously vanished. Of course, I am perfectly composed and not fucking furious about the utter waste of time and money.
All right. Okay. Talk to this guy first. It's a small area.
I don't think I've ever seen an orchard before. I mean, other than Miss McDevitt's garden. You mind if we look around a little?
Parvati. That voice line's supposed to trigger when we walk into the place. But you fucked it up. It happens to the best of us, but you fucked it up, all right? Supposed to say that voice line when we enter, not when we exit. I understand we're in that location. And I understand that when I entered the orchard, I never passed through here because I'm a weirdo. I went off in weird directions to try to find random shit, because that's who I am. Because I'm the protagonist of a video game and I'm looking for loot. But that's not an excuse. You just randomly say things at the wrong... That's unacceptable. Anyway.
Right, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet? All right, let's hear the details. A drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
Huh. You didn't destroy any of them? Reckon I would have lost that bet. Thanks.
One less expense for you to explain to your bosses, Hathaway. Lucky you.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos? Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? They'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually, but if you set the mechanicals to do it...
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself. Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in Hive Control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it? Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later. Right now, we of the Orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The Orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal, but at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating. I knew you wouldn't let us down. Thank you very much, Inspector.
What? We still have to pay them? I know the admin, buddy, and he could... No. No, this all would reflect bad on me. I'll get you your dirty money. Bastards. Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern. If she was really causing all that trouble, I will delight in severing her from her job. Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards.
I mean, fair enough.
What the hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud? We ain't got nothing to exchange. She wants to help, does she? You know what? I'll call your bluff. She can keep at it with close supervision, but if she screws up even once, she's out. Here's your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future. Thanks, I guess.
Alright. It's a classic thing in this game where it's like you can't make everyone happy, and I do appreciate that. 'Cause that's real life, you know? Oh, this threat's much closer. I see.
Someone else will clean this up, right?
What did Lincoln say? You can keep all the people happy some of the time. You keep some of the people happy all the time, but you can't keep all the people happy all the time.
What would Halcyon Helen be doing in an R&D lab? Testing out a new eye cream?
I do wonder what that stands for.
Hello? I can hear you out there. If you still possess the majority of your mental capacities, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see me through the glass.
Okay, this is I'm going to end it here. I sort of just wanted to get back into it. You know, it's not a whole lot going on here. When I started, there was one viewer in the category. Still says one. Which is how it was like 4 months ago or whatever. It's interesting that a game can be that dead, but it depends on who's streaming it, obviously. So. But I'll finish it, because I'm pretty close to the end now. Gotta do this DLC and then the last bit of the main game. So, it calculates the playtime in days. Almost 2 days then. All right. So, this is the end. I hope that I'll be able to deliver more, better, more frequently. But we'll see. And it depends on when certain things happen. Because, like, they said they were going to finish U-Boat this year. And there's 17... No. 18 days left. Right? No, 19 days left in this year. So we'll see if they get that done. See if they get that done. Anyway, fare you well. Have a good one. Goodbye.